You just going down the list here. The Bills demolished the Rams. We all know it. We've talked about it a million damn times. But the thing that I wanted to talk about from the game that was the most important thing for me is it just that the Bills are that good? Are we talking about, like that, like next level, like, it was 31-10. Is it that the Bills are that good, or that the Rams are developing serious questions in the secondary, even with Ramsey? Because it seemed like there was nothing anybody could do. They did force a couple of turnovers, but you still lost in such a convincing fashion. And Ramsey specifically, I think he allowed a perfect passer rating. So that's something to really consider. I'm not dogging the Rams. I think they'll still win their division. Sometimes you just get smacked in the face. You run into a juggernaut. Your quarterback throws 3 total picks. Holy cow! What a way to start the year. But sometimes I guess that's part of it. But I don't know. These are a few. I don't want to say straight games, but a few contests in a small portion. Like maybe 3 out of like the last 6 or 5 to 7, where it's like Ramsey didn't play like a stellar game. Okay, did the Packers take a step back? Maybe. Not. They have a new offensive coordinator. Randall Cobb is probably the most trustworthy receiver there. And, at a certain point, it's like, I don't know how old he is, but he ain't young. So, there's going to be growing pains. I would have liked to have seen, I'm sure you've heard all about it. Christian Watson dropped that, just a fucking dime. It's like, bro, if your hands are like slightly, it was right fucking in front of him. I don't know. It's hard for me to I'm not defending it, obviously, but boy, howdy. I sure would have liked to have seen him come down with that. And then that 4th and goal that kind of got botched. It's just like, I felt, I don't know. I felt like it was obvious that they were going to run it with A.J. Dillon. And can I ask, why is it that almost universally, the second that the Packers get clapped in the fucking mouth, okay, I guess we're just done? Like, we're just done. I don't know. I'm not saying that there isn't any resilience. I have seen, but, I don't know. Is it a question of leadership or coaching or both? That it's just like, well, fuck it. If the game ain't there, the game ain't there. And to an extent, I would agree with that at a certain interval. When it's like, okay, they scored 32 in the first fucking quarter. It's like, well, what are we going to do, Of course, you can still claw back, and they had plenty of time. It looked like they were doing some movement, getting down the field with like 11 to 12 minutes left in the game, and I don't know, just got away from us, I guess. Whatever, moving on. I'm not going to sit there and whine about the entire goddamn contest. Giants fucking stunned Tennessee. Holy cow, I did not see that coming. That was one of those games that I was like, Tennessee's going to fucking wax them like a dum-dum. Is Saquon, all that I can really say is that Saquon still got it. Daniel Jones probably is still not the answer. I don't know. Sometimes, again, opening week, you just kind of get surprised and you get beat. I don't think that the Titans are anything to necessarily worry about, especially because the Colts tied. So there you go. I don't, and which one is worse? That the Titans lost to the Giants, or that the Colts tied with the Texans? Both very hapless teams. I don't know. Neither one of them won. So whatever. A tie isn't a loss either, but still. Jacksonville managed to lose with I don't want to say like a big lead, but, they had to get the ball back a couple of times within just a few minutes left of the 4th quarter. So, a lot of questions come through like, oh, is Carson Wentz, back? There was a time when people were talking about, serious MVP consideration. I don't know about that. Is Trevor Lawrence bad? Again, I don't know if that's necessarily fair. But again, a lot of questions that are coming through that it's just, again, we didn't see anything before week 1 that's we really want to talk about. And there's nothing that's really worth talking about, just because of the conclusion of week 1. What's up with Russ? I don't. I would. It's tough to play in that stadium. So now he got a big dose of that, of having to come in and deal with the 12 rather than being a recipient of what they can do. So, but fucking Gino played an incredible game, and I thought that they made some decent moves defensively, and that they already had a pretty decent defense. The last game of the season last year, obviously, they held the Chiefs to 28 points. I mean, that's a pretty good goddamn day. So, but I mean, I don't like. What can you say? Is it just Russell Wilson coming in with some growing pains, or was that finger that he dealt with last year, was that a bigger deal than it actually is, than we actually thought it was? I don't know. And then finally, before we go on to talking about week 2, I got to catch the Steelers breaking T.J. Watt specifically. I mean, just holy cow, seemed to have his way. I mean, if that guy continues to improve the way that he is, we're talking about like the greatest linebacker of all time. I think, honestly, I don't want to keep it necessarily too hopeful. But I don't want to sound like his future could be incredibly promising, but he's fucking really good. I thought that he was going to go for that batted pass. I was like, as soon as he jumped up, I was like, yeah, he's going to bat the pass down. He came down with it. It's like, that's fucking incredible. So it's a good thing for the rest of the division that he tore his fucking pectoral muscle, or I don't know how serious it is. If they go for surgery, then he's out for the year.